Hey guys, welcome back to another match reaction. Arsenal have just beaten Bournemouth 4 goals to 0, and it really ended up being a one-side game. Let's start off with the lineup. When the lineup first came out, I remember being a bit annoyed by it. I was thinking to myself, why aren't the likes of Reece Nelson starting or Smith Rowe? But of course, maybe it's because those players are coming back from long-term injuries, especially Reece Nelson. So I think maybe Arteta could be easing him in. But the players who did obviously keep the position, that by the likes of Eddie Nketiah, who also brought back Havertz in. Eddie Nketiah did really well. Of course, he got the penalty. But for me, look, I'll always favour Jesus up front. I don't get playing this, wasting one of your best players on the wing in Jesus. Whenever you look at Jesus, he's just such a player of so much excitement, so much energy, can always do something when he has the ball. And I don't know why us playing on the wing basically forcing him to play in the wing, for me just feels like we are wasting his abilities, his talent. And you can see whenever he does have the ball, it's like something's going to happen. I mean, when you look at this season, our best game for me, I would say, is when we played against PSV. And when you watch that PSV game, who was up front? It was Jesus. So it just, for me, like, I always felt Jesus is just a forward. I'm sorry if you can hear the sound. I'm not a fan of this playing Jesus down the wing to accommodate Eddie and Nketiah, man. Either just play one of them. Yes, I get injuries, but I'm just not a fan of Jesus playing down the wing. But other players, notable mentions, obviously Declan Rice. What a brilliant performance by Declan Rice. The guy, that 100 million price tag is worth every penny. And I was really surprised by our lineup, especially when you consider Arteta mentioning the injuries. There was been so many players being injured. Obviously, he mentioned the likes of Saliba getting a knock, Fabio Vieira potentially getting a knock, I believe, as well. Smith Rowe, Saka. Of course, we saw Saka come off against the North London derby. So I really thought there was maybe some big players that were not going to play today, but it seemed like they all came back fit, ready, and they all performed well. But one thing Arteta needs to improve, man, I'm sorry, is his subs. He is taking way too long to make those subs. Bukayo Saka, yeah, this guy should have been taken off as soon as Kai Havertz got that third goal. Why Arteta decided to keep playing him until he literally couldn't play anymore is just so negligent by Arteta. Like, he will be the reason why Saka gets injured. There is no reason why to play him when we're 3-0 up against Bournemouth. I don't know why he just didn't take him off. Like, what was so difficult? You could see he was limping off. And even at one point, I felt like if he could, he would have still made him play the game, even if he wasn't injured. But it's just so dumb. Like, Arteta's subs, he really needs to get better at making subs. They're too predictable. He's always making subs after the 70th minute. Why not make a sub earlier? Why not change it up earlier, man? But it's just so stupid by Arteta, that decision, man. Take off your best player, protect him. And now, there's a chance he could even miss the Manchester City game. And if he does miss the Manchester City game, the only person to blame is Mikel Arteta for doing that. I mean, he wants to protect certain players, but other players, he wants to run them down to the ground in Saka. It's just so stupid. But other performances we have to mention, of course, Kai Havertz. How can you not mention Kai Havertz finally gets his goal? He's one now in 8 or something, wherever it is. Gets a penalty. Hopefully continues. There's also been a new chant for him. The one thing I don't understand about that chant is that last dance about him scoring again. That was his first goal for Arsenal, so maybe the lyrics should change. But yeah, it is what it is. Manchester City lost the game, so we are now 1 point behind Manchester City. And what is considered such a bad start this season, it's not looking that bad, especially when you consider we're only 1 point away from Manchester City. But yeah, guys, that's the end of today's video. By the way, Manchester United fans, please just keep your mouth shut. You guys talk too much at this point. Crystal Palace at home, embarrassing. But yeah, that's the end of today's video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Okay, you guys.